Hey YouTube, it's Monica. I just want to make a quick little video today to tell you how I go about spelling. There's a lot of cool programs out there. A neat one that I have seen, I don't know a lot about though, is all about spelling. But that's not what I use because, I don't know, I just like to keep things simple, and I find that when I buy programs, usually it ends up being too much. But I do use, I use Right Start Math, and but anyway, I don't use a spelling program, but I've sort of slowly developed something that I think is working. So what I did for the last year, and it made a huge difference for both the kids, just got a little book and I wrote spelling on the front, and whenever they write something, I find the misspelled words and they go in here. So they'll have like 10 words a day that they have to study. And the goal is like every school day, but it ends up being maybe 3 days a week that they have to study. And I give them 10 minutes. If I don't give them 10 minutes, it can go on for an hour. And then I test them, I just quiz them on the words, and whenever they get wrong, they write out 10 times. It's made a huge difference. It's really simple, and it helps. Now, I feel like this is important. I feel like it's good just to memorize some stuff, but you cannot memorize everything in the English language. You will know how to spell most things, but you will still come off as a bad speller. And it's really important. There's a lot of people out there with this whole unschooling trend. And it's, only do whatever your kids want to do, and if they want to do spelling, they'll do it, and then they'll get good at it. And I don't believe that for most kids. I think that there's some kids who oddly like spelling, and then that's really cool that they like spelling. But for most kids, I don't think that's going to be true. For most kids, I think that you just need to require that they learn the spelling rules. And when they're older, they'll be happy that they don't look stupid. Because that's the thing, is you will look stupid. People think you're stupid. It doesn't matter how cool your ideas are, how smart you come across. When you write those on paper and you have a bunch of dumb spelling mistakes that spell check can't even figure out, and they're still wrong, you look stupid, and people dismiss everything you say. And I don't want that for my kids, and I know you don't want that for yours. So you need to actually teach them. Like, you can't just like cross your fingers and hope that they're going to learn how to spell. Because they may learn how to spell most things, but they won't be a good speller because there's still going to be spelling mistakes that people are going to catch. So this is the other half. So I do this, my trusty little thing, and then we're doing this. So this, Uncovering the Logic of English, is probably backwards to you. It's by Denise Eide, E-I-D-E, Denise Eide, I think, E-I-D-E, and it's really good. And this is for adults. This is not for you to go through with your kids. But what you're going to do is you go through each section and you wrap your brain around it. This is not a book you're going to read all in one shot. You're going to go through each section, wrap your brain around it. There's a good chance that growing up in America, in my generation or anything around my generation, you just did not learn thorough phonics. You learned really basic phonics. Like when you teach a kid to read, you teach them all the basic consonant sounds, you teach the long and the short sounds of the vowels, and you teach maybe a few blends like sh and ch and things like that. You may not even know the difference between a voiced th and an unvoiced th. But you learn like the super basics, you get them reading, and then that's like all that most people learn. But a thorough understanding of phonics is important for reading and for spelling. So in order to really be educated, you need that. And honestly, you're underserving your kids if you don't teach it to them and find some way to teach it to them, right? So this is what I like. I like this book. I go through it, I wrap my brain around it, and I'm slowly teaching it to the kids. And what I do every day, maybe every other day, is I go backwards from the beginning and I review the rules that we've learned. We're only on like the third rule. They had a booth at our convention that we went to, and I thought it was great. And they had all kinds of things. Most of the things from my kids, I think you would get that glazed over look, and it would just be a waste of time and money. But these were great. There are these flashcards, spelling rules flashcards by the Logic of English. And I do not sell these things. I'm just telling you guys because I think they're cool. Anyway, rule 1. So there's a little card, real basic, and then on the back, it gives you examples. So rule 1 corresponds in here. Okay, so this says rule 1 here. And I'm going to show you how it says rule 1. It's towards the beginning. You can, oh, here we go. Yeah, it has it organized. Rule 1. So it starts rule 1, and then it just keeps going through the book, and it really corresponds to these cards, which is cool because this is a more thorough explanation, and this is the like keep it short and simple and not horribly boring version that you can go through with your kids. So I really, really highly recommend that. I highly recommend you just take your time, even if it takes you 3 years, slowly teach them all of the phonics rules. And if they master this, they're going to be pretty awesome spellers. Between that and just memorizing any words that they spell wrong here and there, they're going to be great spellers. So that's what we do. I hope you found it helpful. And if you don't do this method, please do some methods to teach them, thoroughly teach them phonics, not just the super basic ones, but a good knowledge of phonics. Okay? Because you want, when they grow up, you don't want people to go dismissing them immediately because they saw a misspelled word, which people will do. Okay, I hope you found that helpful and have a great day.